Good morning. It's Sunday morning. It is February the 13th, 2022. And my name is Erica Kareem, and I just love being able to share the wisdoms that I have. I am the owner of Black Online Therapy, and that is blackonlinetherapy.com. And what we do is we help repair and restore relationships, family and individual relationships. And what I know, is that in order to repair your relationship with your family, you must first repair the relationship with yourself. And what that means is we just have to make sure, you just have to make sure, I had to make sure that I am doing and being the very best that I can be. I was showing up the very best that I know how. And I had to make sure that my only competition was only my yesterday self. And that means to stop holding grudges. That means to stop judging other people. That means to stop blaming others and just work on yourself. So again, if you need any type of consultation or therapy because you are disappointed with your life, right? Then what I want to do is just invite you to go to blackonlinetherapy.com, blackonlinetherapy.com. So, today, what we're talking about today is failing, right? Worrying about failing because you don't have the support that you need. It could be the support that you need with the children's father. It could be the support you need with the children's mother. It could be the support that you were looking for with your mother, right? It could be the support that you need with your family or extended family. And you're just like, you know what? I'm raising these children all by myself and I need help. And so there's so many millions of people that really need help. But I want to share something with you. And I'm going to share a harsh truth and then I'm going to give you a solution. So the harsh truth is that when we have children, no one made us lay down, right? And no one made us get pregnant, and everybody know the consequences of the possibilities of what could happen. So if you're a man listening to this and you're raising your children by yourself, it's like no one actually knows who they're really having their children by, right? You just have to look at the family background in most cases. You have to look at their background. You have to really kind of have some red dot, have some antennas up. But sometimes we're getting the moments where we just don't have those antennas up. We don't ask any questions and then we have children, okay? So my point is that you don't get what you get, but sometimes you get what you get, right? In most cases. And ain't nothing that we can do about it but roll with the punches, right? So now here's where the good stuff come in, because I know people be like, dang, that was the hard truth is, you just never know who you have your children by. But the big thing is I want you to know is that change your attitude with what's going on in your life. Change your attitude. Well, I want to invite you to change your attitude with the things that you're going through, or having to raise your children by yourself, or having to worry about the mistakes that you may make in the process, right? And I think it's very important that we change our attitudes about it. Um, because number one is people always say there's no book on raising children. There's tons of books on raising children. But, but my point is that children have different personalities. And children, there's no one way for it to be the right way, right? You have to, it's like riding a bike. You have to fall your first few times, right? You are doing trial and error. You're trying to get the ropes of this thing because it's so new, right? And you didn't know that this child was going to do this, or it's just things that we just don't know. So I want you to take and try on the fact that raising children is a trial and error. And don't worry about the big mistakes that we may make, right? Because no one is perfect. I'm not perfect, and I have 7 children. You're not perfect. No one's perfect when it comes to raising children. And I will tell you, most people, their children are going to complain. They're going to find something to complain about, right? I found something to complain about. People find things to complain about until they really emotionally mature and be like, okay, well, whatever happened to me when I was younger, then I mean, it's nothing that you can really do about it, right? So you just shake it off and you move on and just try to be better and do better. And you don't let that stuff linger on for years and years and years upon years. And that's what people do, is that we so want to blame other people, your parents, and you're going to get blamed. If you're watching this video, you're going to get blamed too. I mean, like, at the end of the day, there is nobody is exempt from being blamed, right, for what they did when they were what their parents did from when they were a child, right, or a teenager. I mean, just no one is exempt. Now if you don't get blamed, then amazing, right? Amazing. That is so awesome that you did something right. But most majority people, they get blamed for something, right? They get blamed for something. My point is that I want you to try on not worrying about making the big mistakes. Do the first thing to do is have you some morals and values within yourself and within your children, right? Teach them some morals and values. How can you go wrong with that, right? As long as you have some set morals and values that you want to be instilled into your babies so that they can be decent, wholesome, as much as they can be. Because again, when they get a certain age, they're going to do what they want to do anyway, right? But you raise a child in which they should go, and they should not detour, or the however that goes. But the bottom line is that you do your part, right? You can't worry about the support of other people. You had those children. You have to just do what you know how to do and keep going. Don't stop, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to give up on those babies. You don't want to give up on your teenagers. I know that they be getting smart and doing whatever, but you don't want to give up on those are your babies. Those are your seeds, right? Those are that's your um God gave you that, I want to say, project, right? It's a project. It is a thing that only you have to make sure Unless you have a group around you, an amazing, healthy environment around you that supports you, then wonderful. But if you don't, then that's something that you have to take on is raising your babies and making sure that you do a damn good job, right? But what I wanted to say is be okay with making mistakes. Bottom line, be okay with making the mistakes. And which is the most important thing, is that once you figure out that you made the mistake, be okay with apologizing. Be okay with course correcting, right? Sometimes you have to maneuver and do something different. Like nobody ever walks a straight line. Be okay with course correcting because those are your children. And another thing is you don't want what we don't want is for your kids to be 30 and 40 years old, still going to see a therapist because of you, right? I don't want my children to be going to a therapist because of something that I did when all I had to do was course correct, make sure that I apologize, and make sure that they understand my decision for that time, right? So I just wanted to share that. Make sure that be okay with your mistakes, understand that it was a mistake, if it was a mistake, and then be okay with explaining why you made that decision at the time you made that decision. The second thing is I want to do is learn how to just after putting those morals and values in place, make sure that you love your babies unconditional. Yes, 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 they can be a smart ass, right? And yes, 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 you can be feeling betrayed after raising the babies and getting them to where they are. And then bam, they want to just go have fun. They just want to go and do this. And they didn't freaking, you feel like that they done lost their damn marbles, right? At the end of the day, love them unconditionally and they will learn how to love themselves, right? But if you don't love them and they don't love them, I mean, like, what's the purpose, right? You got smart with your parents. I know there's a lot of people that's my age that be like, I was too scared to get smart with my parents. I was too scared to do things in front of my parents. But what we have to realize is that when we turned that corner, we did some stuff we wasn't supposed to be doing. Like nobody's perfect. We're acting like you was perfect. So just make sure that you love them unconditionally, and love them back to who they are. Love them through all their trials and errors. And the last thing is I want to say is always, always, always is focus on a solution. Focus on a solution and don't always take the stance of because I said what I said, I did what I did, this and that. We do that. We like, um, and I have even been, what is that called? Growing up, and I have children. It's like, I did what I did because I did it, right? But just explain to them and always find a solution. Because let me tell you something, our children mock us. And if we don't come up with solutions, they're not going to come up with solutions. If we act like we don't care, they're going to act like they don't care. So just make sure that even if you have a child and they're blaming you and whatever, you get rejected, just it's okay. It's okay to just get out your feelings. Those people are feelings too. Those people have feelings too, right? Those our children are people. They have we have to give them time to get their emotions together, right? So my point is that don't be tripping with yourself because you made a mistake. Just figure out how to have a solution, fit, apologize, see if you all can move on. And if you've done something that bad where they not willing to move on, then just give them time, because I believe that God works with us all in different stages at different times. So they don't come around when you want them to come around. They come around when God is working with them to come around. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, or if you're watching the replay. I just wanted to give you some Sunday morning encouragement, some advice that we all have issues. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is the perfect parent. Nobody have made mistakes. Like, we've all made mistakes. Just figure out a solution. Okay. Figure out when you made that mistake, the reason why you made that mistake, and explain it to them. They're human, right? And it'll be okay. Just give it to God. All right. Well, thank you. I'm Erica Kareem again. I am at blackonlinetherapy.com, blackonlinetherapy.com, and I'm Erica Kareem all over the social media. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you soon.